Hi, I'm Lori Rivera, artist in Southern Indiana, and today I'm showing you how to paint this abstract floral. This was so much fun to do, and there's lots of texture in it. I don't know if you can see the texture or not, but there's lots in there, and you can use whatever colors you want. And I have posted the colors I used in the description, but you can use whatever colors you want. And I also use these color shapers, actually a 2-inch one and a 1-inch one. All right, so let's get started. So what I do first when I create my florals usually is I activate the canvas, which is what I'm doing right here. This is a chalk pastel, and I'm just kind of scribbling in where my flowers are going to go and the vase, and I just want to get rid of the blank canvas, just so that I'm not looking at a blank canvas basically. So now I'm adding some black. This is burnt sienna and phthalo blue in equal amounts mixed together to create black. And I always mix my black. When you mix your own blacks, it makes the color much more rich instead of black out of the tube. So now I'm just kind of putting areas of color on here with my color shaper. This is my 2-inch color shaper, and I'm just trying to get some coverage. And a lot of times when I start my florals, I start out with black. I find that if you start with a dark color, that kind of gets natural shadows in your floral. Because, you know, there are always shadows in florals. Shadows between the flowers and that kind of thing. So here I am scrubbing the color into the canvas panel, and I'm getting both sides of the color shaper, getting the paint off of both sides. Now this color was a little bit of magenta with a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white. So I'm kind of mixing it in with the black, kind of creating just a mess, you know, just a big mess. Mixing those colors on the canvas panel will look more interesting when the painting is complete. Florals are fun. Florals are a lot of fun. And I think this is the quickest floral 16 by 20 that I've ever created. I created it in 15 minutes. Now, this video is only about, the painting part of this video is only like 9 minutes and 45 seconds, but it took me about 15 minutes to paint it. I cut out the parts of the video where I was wiping off my color shaper with a paper towel. I thought that would be boring for you to watch me clean off my color shaper, so I cut those parts out of the video. So yeah, so it took me about 15 minutes to create this from start to finish. So I'm adding some low hanging flowers on both sides. Now I'm adding magenta to the canvas panel. This is straight magenta, I believe. Quinacridone Magenta, one of my favorite colors. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know that my all-time favorite color is turquoise, but I do love magenta also. And my favorite color combo is turquoise and orange. So I'm just, right now I'm trying to cover up all white areas of the canvas panel. I don't want any white showing through in the end. And I did not tone my canvas this time. A lot of times I tone the canvas by painting it a solid color before I start painting the subject. This is turquoise. I mixed this color by combining phthalo blue, yellow, and white. Quite a bit of white and just a little bit of phthalo blue and yellow. So this is a light turquoise. Like I said, my favorite color. And see how I'm kind of mixing that in with the other colors, kind of. And now I have more yellow in there to make some green. Make a light green. That's a pretty color too. So yeah, I'm just kind of blocking in color. I love creating florals. They're so much fun. You can just, I mean, the possibilities are endless. The colors, the vase designs, the backgrounds, the table, if you want to put a table in there. Just, there are so many possibilities. You can do so many things with these. Now, this is a very light turquoise. I added a lot of white to that turquoise to get this color. It's very light, almost white. And I'm just kind of blocking in some lines there. Blocking in more lines. My florals have meaning behind them. When you're struggling with a mental health issue, usually you don't receive flowers as a gesture of support, whereas if you're struggling with a physical illness, it's a normal gesture to give, and receive flowers. So, a lot of times when we're struggling with our mental health, we're quiet about it. We don't tell anybody because there's such a stigma surrounding mental health issues. So my florals are representative of all the flowers never sent to the people who have mental health issues. Now I'm putting in the background. And I just kind of, to get this color, I mixed all the colors on my palette and added white. So I can't even tell you honestly how much of each color was in there. I just kind of mixed all my colors together to get kind of like a neutral gray. It's kind of like a cool gray. I think it's pretty. I need to do a reverse floral. What I mean by reverse is like have a really dark background with like really light flowers. That might be pretty for my next one. I think I'll do that next. So I'm just getting all the background in there. I would love to see what you're working on. Drop a comment with a link to your work. Now I am blocking out some of the edges of the flowers because I don't want the flowers going off of like all the edges, like off of the whole entire edge on each side. So I'm kind of blocking in some of the background color on each side in a couple places just to make it look more interesting. I really love the way this floral turned out. I'm really, really happy with it. And sometimes the faster I paint, the happier I am with the results, which I think is the case with this one. I was really happy with it, and I painted it very, very fast. When you paint fast, you don't really have time to think about what you're doing, so you don't overthink things. You just do everything via intuition. And that's what I really try to stress in my videos, is to paint fast. Like I said, then you don't have time to overthink things. I love black and white striped vases too. I really do love those. It's probably my favorite vase design. Now I'm kind of smoothing out that edge. There was a bunch of paint there, And I'm kind of making it into a shadow. And then I get my big color shaper. There it is, it's all finished. I put a new demo on YouTube every Friday. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And if you like this video, please comment and like it. It helps me a lot.